Alright guys, this video is going to be pretty straightforward. We're going to be drawing different shapes, triangles, squares, pentagons, octagons, at random locations on the screen. Okay, that's going to be our second to last pen project, I think. And then we'll do one more after this. Okay, so to start off, if you want to start ahead, again, see if you can have a few different, or maybe even just one sprite draw randomly sized objects randomly across the screen. Okay, you might have done this in the last one, but this is where we're starting off in this one. Okay, now remember there's a few ways to do this. I suggest not using glide. I mean, you can't. You could do it with glide and variables, I guess, but it's going to be harder. Change x's and change y's are good, but you will have to do some negative multiplication. Move and turn is probably the easiest. So we're going to do move and turn to start off with, okay? So hey, when I start, let's start off drawing a square like we've done before, and then we'll switch it to a triangle. And heck, we might even just switch it to random everything, okay? So we're going to move, turn and move, right? Repeatedly. Pen needs to go down to draw, and let's start off. Go! And let's actually check your rotation style. Okay. Go! Turn 15 degrees and move 10 steps. Well, that's not right. I need to turn 90 degrees and move 10 steps. So if you want to have this guy pointing to the right every time, you say point in direction 90 at the beginning. Okay. All right. Point in direction 90. Oops, 90's down. Let's point to the right. No, that should be good. I'll move and then turn, right? Turn and then move. I don't know. Doesn't matter. And then we said we could copy these blocks and copy these blocks. And how far do we get? Well, we get most of it. We need to copy it one more time. And there we go. We got a square. Yay! Okay, and remember, if you remember correctly, we see how many angles we turn. 90, 90, 90, 90. 4 times 90 is 360. Now, technically speaking, I don't have to turn that far, right? I think I could move like that and get rid of one of these turns, and it still works if I put them in the right order. But then it looks like I'm only turning 270 degrees, which is actually true, but I moved first, and then I moved back to my own location. Basically, I didn't end up pointing the same way I started, which may or may not be desirable, but just note that that's kind of a difference. I'm going to put turn 90 degrees at the beginning again, just to make myself feel comfortable that we turned 360 degrees to get back to the beginning. And I got a square, okay? Now, that wasn't the challenge. The challenge was to draw random squares in random locations repeatedly, several amounts of times. So let's do that. And remember, first off, to make this easier to read, I'm going to throw these duplicates away and say, hey, repeat that. Do you remember how many times? 4 times 9 is 360 to get back to the beginning. There you are, you little beetle. Cool thing about this is I can draw a size 10 triangle wherever I go. Next step, remember, I can't pick random in here. And a size 1 square is not very fun, so I'm going to do at least size 10 up to 100. If I do this, I start getting shapes that aren't squares. He goes a little bit too far every side or a little bit too short. So I can't pick 4 random numbers. I need to pick just 1 random number, and I called it size. This is all review. And instead of setting size, and look, check this out. If that confused you last time, I can set size to 10 here and plug size in here. What's in size? Well, 0 right now. I need to run it. And size has a 10 in it because it got set to 10 right here. And I can move size steps every time. Okay, does that help you? Now, instead of size being 10 every time, we can have size be random. All right, so we're back to where we ended off last time. And now I'm moving this turtle around, or this beetle around every time. And I don't like moving around every time. I'm going to get it clear out to get it a little cleaner. I don't want to be the one that moves it, okay? So the repeat 4 times, this one actually draws the square. But how would I go somewhere random? How would I start? And if I go to, I can already see a problem here. Can you see a problem? You'll see it as we go, so let's just do it. I could type different numbers in here, 30, 100, 200, negative 50, or whatever. And whenever you see yourself typing a lot of things that you don't want to type, like those numbers you pull out of your head, that's a candidate to do random here. Now, first question is, what should my low and high be for x? Remember, this is going to be between 1 and 10. Let's actually do that. If I put 1 and 10 in here and go, 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 notice we are getting randomly sized squares, but they're all in the same quadrant and they're all in the same area. Why? First off, because we're always turning right every time, so turn right, turn right, turn right, turn right. But secondly, because our x and y range is between 1 and 10. Well, where's x is 1 is right here, and where's x is 10 is here. Where's y is 1? It's right here, and y is 10 is up here. My random start points are just in this little square right here where you can see them moving. That's not very fun. I need bigger numbers, a bigger range. Okay, so when your math teacher talks about the domain and range of a problem, that's kind of what we're talking about here. We want to start further left. How far left? Well, it looks like x can go as low as, can you look down there at these numbers when I move the mouse over there? X should go as low as negative 240. And x can go as high as, guess for it, positive 240. Okay, and y is not the same. The lowest y is down here at negative 180. And you have to put these in the right order. You have to put the low number on the left side and the high number on the right side. At least I think you do. And now check this out. Start, start, start. Now, what's this web that this spidery... Sorry, I should take a minute and appreciate how cool this is, right? It's like a big spider web of squares. And this turtle, this beetle, is leaving a trail behind each square it does. Do you know why? It's this, right? This go to, every time I go somewhere else, it's going to jump over here, and then it's going to leave a trail down. So what should I do before I go to somewhere? I should get my pen up so I don't drag my butt. My dog Peaches, growing up, whenever it would eat chicken bones, it would, Peaches, I shouldn't say it, she would get diarrhea. And she would have to drag her bum along the ground to, how can I say this gently? Clean it off. And that's what this turtle reminds me of, is dragging its little diarrhea chicken bone bum behind it when it draws. So get your pen up, Peaches, and then go somewhere else, and then get your pen down. Okay, that's what that reminds me of. So let's clear again. This is getting ugly. Clear. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, I love it. I love it a lot. Oh, hey, what? Oh, I interrupted. I clicked too fast. Okay, I was like, why did it only draw half a square? Because I'm clicking way too fast. Because I got video game fingers. All right. Now, this should make you happy. It makes me happy to see this. And here's what this is called. This is called procedurally drawn graphics. Procedurally. It means it's mathematically drawn. It's drawn using programming instead of a picture. Like, when you draw in Photoshop or Windows Paint, you draw each line and each curve and stuff yourself, and you're in exact control. When a computer procedurally generates graphics, it's doing it through procedures, through like this, right? It's putting pens down and up and turning angles and moving sizes or steps. And this is pretty darn cool. Now, last thing is, how do I keep myself from having to click the flag every time? Flag, 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 flag. Well, I don't like that, okay? The next thing is how would I get this to happen a bunch of times? How would I get this set random size, pen up, go somewhere, pen down, draw your square? Remember, this block basically means draw square. I could right click and label it if I wanted to. Draws square. But how would I get this to happen several times? I almost said repeatedly. That's right. Okay, I don't need to do the point and direction. I'm not sure why I even did that anymore. I think I can get rid of it. But let's try it. Clear the whole darn thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like I got a couple of Klingons there. What's going on here? Why did I have a couple? Ugh. Repeat 4 times. Do I need to point to the right every time? Maybe I do. Not the problem. Houston? And this is where things start to get crazy. A repeat inside a repeat starts to get, freaky. Remember, this is what it used to look like. And then I chose to take this whole block of repeating it 10 times. So do this 10 times, draw 4 sides of a square 10 times, and all that random stuff. So this is where programming starts to get fun and scary. Okay, so let's clear it one more time. I'm not actually sure what's going on. I'm going to stop it after I see a bat. Oh, I stopped it too soon. Yeah, that guy right there. What's wrong with you? This is driving me crazy. It's going a little too far. Is the pen up not going right? No, the pen up's right. It's going too far on the last side. Move size steps. Does size get a different number? I can't quite tell. Man. Anyway, I'm going to leave that bug there because I don't want to waste your time in the video. The next thing I want to do is, this is going to be kind of scary. I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm going to clear. Yeah, I'm going to delete. I'm going to add a new sprite. And this is going to take us into the next program. I want to show you not just squares, but triangles. Okay. So your first thought would be like, okay, well, I'm going to go 3. There 6 for a hexagon, 5 for a pentagon. I'm going to change the amount of sides I draw. And that is a good idea, but let's see what happens. Oh, and that actually works, right? Why does this work? Why can the turtle draw 5 sides of a square? Well, when I draw 3, look what happens. Let's clear and draw 3 sides and 2 sides. Notice we're not actually drawing triangles or anything. We're actually just drawing smaller or less sides of a square, right? And if I say repeat 2 times, let's try that. It should actually just be drawn, 2 sides of it, right? Instead of 3. So we're not actually getting triangles and hexagons and stuff. We're actually drawing squares with extra sides that draws on top of the sides. Okay, so if I say draw 10 sides, I just got a square that was drawn. And let's actually clear this. Clear and do 100 sides, and you'll see what happens. Okay, so he's very busy drawing 100 sides of the same square. So I didn't draw a 100-sided polygon. And why is this? Can you see that? Hopefully that we're turning 90 degrees every time, no matter what. Okay, so for the next project, and save this right now. For the next project, we're going to try to make. Not going to try. We're going to make a drawing sprite, a beetle or turtle or whatever, that can draw different shapes, triangles, squares, pentagons, hexagons, any shape. Okay, and let's finish this one off by drawing some other shapes. Okay, let's get an apple or something, and I'm going to drag this script over onto it. It's going to copy it, and let's see if we can fix the apple. Oops, this 100 stuff's got to go. Repeat 4 times for a square. There we go. Okay, and the apple, no. I want you to see if you can draw a triangle. Okay, so instead of the beetle always drawing squares, let's clear that up, and let's see if the apple can draw triangles. Okay, now if you remember, we talked about why we turn 90 degrees earlier. Okay, I want you to pause the video and see if you can get, and actually I'm going to disconnect the beetle. I don't want him interrupting me right now. I just want the apple to draw triangles. Darn it. And not the triangles with glide. You could use change X's and Y's, but I think that's hard. I want you to start figuring, how do I draw a 3-sided triangle? And notice those aren't 90-degree angles when you draw a triangle. Okay, I'll give you one hint. Pause now if you don't want the hint, and see if you can get some triangle drawn apples. The hint I want to give you is that we still need to get back to the beginning, right? This apple turned 90, 90, 90 3 times, and it didn't get back to the beginning. So I shouldn't add more sides because that just draws more squares with more sides, right? So I should go down to 3 sides. I know when I start saying sides, you should start thinking that'd be a good candidate for a variable. 3 sides, no 4 sides, no random sides. Ooh. And I don't turn 90 degrees on a triangle. I turn different. Let's go pull out paint. You're like, I don't need paint. I got scratch. But draw a triangle. I'm going to draw an isosceles triangle. All sides have to be the same for this program we're doing. And these are not 90 degrees, right? Remember, this is 90 degrees. This is 120 degrees. So what do I need for my triangle? Are these greater or less than 90 degrees? And what's this? This is 45 degrees. Okay. So see if you can find some number that works. And if you don't know, just experiment. Turn 45 degrees. Let's clear that darn thing. And notice I didn't hook it up, so it didn't work. If you haven't paused yet, try this, please. Try it on your own before I run it for you. Okay. The apple just drew some. Well, that looks like the start of a hexagon or a stop sign or something, right? It looks like something else. So 45 degrees is not the right one. Notice that 45 does not get me back to the beginning. So maybe I need to go smaller. Let's go 30 degrees. No, that's going to be even fewer sides. Let's go more degrees. Let's go 90. That was a square. Let's go more. Let's go 150 degrees. Oh, I got little zigzag Zorro, I don't know, looking things. Looks like I went too far. I overshot. Okay, so without just guessing, well, maybe it's 173. Let's be mathematically precise. We've already said once that to do a full circle, to go all the way around and get back to where we started, we need to go 360 degrees. That's how many degrees are in a circle, okay, to get back. So I have 3 sides. 3 times what is 360? You might be able to know this, but 3 times some number equals 360. You're like, hey, that's algebra class. I hated that class. That's why I'm taking this class instead. But 3 times what equals 360? Remember how to solve that problem? Divide by 3 on both sides. This 3 divided by 3 cancels out. 3 goes into 360. This is actually one of the easiest problems you'll do, right? 3 goes into, well, that goes in once, that goes in twice, and that goes in 0. I need to turn 120 degrees for a circle, okay? Or sorry, for a triangle. Let's clear it and prove it. Okay, triangle, triangle, triangle. And every once in a while we get one that's a little bit off. Making me mad, triangle. What's going on here? Pin up, pin down, size. We're moving. Pin up, pin down. Turn, turn, turn. Yeah. Okay. And one thing that should bug you is that they're all pointing the same direction. That bugs me to death. Anyway, this is a good start, okay? So in the next program, we're going to kind of go on from here, and we're going to make a program that maybe draws random sides. And when we get to the end, we're going to ask the user, how many sides do you want? How many polygons? How many do you want to draw? And not just have it random every time, but also have it be interactive. The user can tell us how much they want. Last thing I want you to do is kind of a bonus challenge is try drawing pentagons or hexagons or octagons. Choose some amount of sides and see if you can figure out the math to get back to where you started from. Okay, so again, if I was trying to do 8 sides, 8 times what is 360? Well, I don't know. Let's go 10. I do know 10. 10 times what is 360? That one's a little bit easier. 10 times. So don't do 10, do your own, but let's see what happens when I run this one. Whoa. Some of those did not get finished off right, did they? Wait a minute, why are you going, Beetle? Well, the apple needs to disappear for a sec. Oh, this is driving me crazy. Look, it's almost like he's changing his sides or not turning enough inside. 10 times 360. We need to move steps first. I'm just randomly guessing here. No, that's even worse. Okay, by the next program, I will have figured out why some of these aren't closing off. But anyway, thanks for watching. Do something besides 10. See if you can get, 6 side, 8 side, whatever, your choice. And we'll finish this off, all this turtle stuff in the next project. Thank you.